Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. The Warriors haven't decided on priorities in free agency, but they are moving toward bringing back great defender Gary Payton. He's a great rotation player, as long as he's healthy. The Golden State Warriors were dealt a gut punch in the early hours of free agency on Monday, losing 3x NBA champion Kevin Looney to the New Orleans Pelicans on a 2-year, $16 million contract. But while one beloved champion was quick to make his free agency decision, another is out in the cold and without a new deal over 4 days after the period officially began. Warriors guard Gary Payton II remains available in free agency. After completing a 3-year, $26.1 million contract that he initially signed with the Portland Trail Blazers in the 2022 offseason, Gary Payton II remains an interesting player to monitor as free agency unfolds. The watch on Payton's free agency does elicit some theories on what may be going on behind the scenes with the defensive-minded guard. Like many of the unrestricted free agents currently left on the board, there's little doubt Payton has been shunted back as less of a priority compared to those who are restricted. The Warriors are still trying to work through Jonathan Kuminga's situation, whether it be through re-signing the 22-year-old or executing a sign-and-trade with a team like the Sacramento Kings or Washington Wizards, who have been strongly linked to the former 7th overall pick. Once that domino falls, along with other restricted free agents like Josh Giddey, Quentin Grimes, and Cam Thomas, we should foreseeably expect a number of the veteran unrestricted free agents to sign deals. Al Horford is the biggest watch on that from a Golden State perspective, with the wide-held assumption that he will sign in the Bay once the Kuminga aspect is finalized. Payton too could be in that position, though he's likely to be on a minimum deal rather than the taxpayer mid-level exception that Horford will likely receive. There's been very little speculation on teams who may be interested in the 32-year-old, which is slightly surprising given he was still a 15-minute rotation player on a playoff team. Does that suggest that he's likely to return to the Warriors, and that they're just waiting to see what roster spots are left open after they solve the Kuminga situation? Alternatively, are Golden State looking at a younger/better alternative in DeAnthony Melton, who also curiously remains a free agent? Will they bypass both and put faith in 56th overall pick Will Richard after 4 years in college? These are questions yet to be answered, making for a fascinating watch on Payton's future and whether he'll be returning to the Warriors next season. Damian Lillard sends strong message as Warriors eye him in free agency. The Golden State Warriors' reported interest in 9-time NBA All-Star point guard Damian Lillard was met with a strong message. If they call it a gamble at this stage, tell them this is the jackpot. #to be continued, Lillard posted on X on Thursday, July 3. The Milwaukee Bucks stunningly waived Lillard to sign center Miles Turner in free agency. The Warriors are among the 3 teams that would want to sign Lillard even if he is expected to miss next season while recovering from his Achilles injury, according to The Athletic. Not surprisingly, league sources say Lillard received calls from several contending teams quickly after the news of his Bucks ending broke. League sources say the Golden State Warriors, Boston Celtics, and Los Angeles Lakers are known to be among the many teams that would have interest in doing a deal sooner rather than later, per The Athletic report. The Warriors have a strong pull to Lillard. In 2023, the Bucks were not Lillard's preferred destination when the Portland Trail Blazers traded him. It was the Miami Heat, primarily because of Jimmy Butler, Lillard told Fox Sports in 2023. "We've always been in some form of contact with each other," Lillard said at the time. "And I said it, initially I was like, I want to go to Miami. He was a big part of that. It didn't happen. I'm here now. But our relationship will be the same. The same respect. It's just something that didn't happen. It was out of his control and mine. That could happen now with the Warriors, a team Lillard grew up watching as an Oakland native." Damian Lillard open to joining a new team now. Sam Amick of The Athletic reported shortly after the Bucks decided to waive Lillard and stretch the remaining $113 million on his contract that the 34-year-old point guard was elated as it afforded him freedom to choose where he plays next without financial constraints. Lillard can sign for the minimum and still earn the $113 million the Bucks owe him, albeit stretched in 5 years with equal $22.5 million payments. According to NBA insider Chris Haynes, Lillard is open to signing with a team this offseason while undergoing rehabilitation from his devastating injury, but it will only happen under the right terms and conditions. Those terms and conditions were not disclosed. But the Warriors have the track record of overseeing a successful return of a player from a devastating injury. Former Warriors star Klay Thompson averaged over 20 points in the 2 seasons that followed after his 2.5-year recovery from a torn ACL and Achilles. Lillard is a 9-time All-Star and 7-time All-NBA player. He would be the most accomplished backcourt mate Stephen Curry has ever had, but it's more likely the Warriors are interested in him to serve as his backup, as 2 small guards in their backcourt is a disaster waiting to happen in the postseason. Another thing that I'm hearing, of the many teams that reached out to Damian Lillard, the Warriors are one of those teams, ESPN's Mark J. Spears said on NBA Today, per Bleacher Report's Scott Polacek on July 1. This is a guy that grew up going to games at Oracle Arena, sneaking into the media room getting sodas. Grew up a Warriors fan. That's interesting. Hearing that the Warriors do have interest in Dame, I know that's very interesting to Bay Area people. Sacramento Kings sources share latest on Sacramento Kings trade talks for Jonathan Kuminga. Sacramento Kings general manager Scott Perry introduces former player Doug Christie as the permanent head coach of the organization. By David Caracho, new details have emerged regarding the Sacramento Kings' pursuit of Jonathan Kuminga after a flurry of rumors lit up social media in recent days. The most prevalent rumor had the Kings engaged in discussions with the Detroit Pistons and Golden State Warriors regarding a 3-team sign-and-trade deal that would bring Kuminga to Sacramento along with Dennis Schroeder. The Kings have, in fact, reached an agreement with Schroeder in what is expected to be a sign-and-trade move. However, a league source told the Sacramento Bee the acquisition of Schroeder is unrelated to the Kings' pursuit of Kuminga, and reports of a 3-team deal with Detroit and Golden State were totally false. Other sources told the Bee the Kings are among several teams that have reached out to the Warriors and Kuminga's agent, Aaron Turner. Sources stopped short of saying Sacramento has made an offer, but as The Athletic's Anthony Slater reported, the Kings have floated the idea of a package consisting of Devin Carter, Dario Saric and 2 second-round picks. Warriors cooking up 3-team blockbuster trade involving NBA champion Jonathan Kuminga. The Golden State Warriors haven't been the busiest NBA franchise since the conclusion of the 2024-25 season. However, judging by a recent report claiming that the organization is cooking up a blockbuster 3-team trade involving their 6'7" NBA champion forward Jonathan Kuminga, they could finally make some noise in free agency. Jonathan Kuminga and Malik Monk could be on the move soon, NBC Sports California's Ali Thanawala and Tristy Rodriguez wrote Wednesday. The Warriors, Sacramento Kings, and Detroit Pistons are discussing a 3-team blockbuster that would send Kuminga and veteran point guard Dennis Schroeder to Sacramento in separate sign-and-trade deals. The trade discussions remain fluid. Schroeder, on Tuesday, reportedly agreed to a 3-year, $45 million contract with the Kings. The Kings, in turn, would send Monk to the Pistons, and second-year NBA guard Devin Carter and newly acquired big man Dario Saric to the Warriors. The Kings parting ways with Monk has been the most likely scenario this offseason. Sacramento also would send 2 second-rounders to Golden State. Kuminga's case is one all young players should study. The 22-year-old reportedly had the option to sign a 5-year contract extension with the Debs in 2024 that would have earned him $30 million per year. Kuminga averaged a career-best 16.6 points per game in 2023-24. In a surprising move, the former lottery pick turned down the deal, hoping to play his way into a more lucrative deal during the 2024-25 campaign. Disappointingly, Kuminga wasn't a key reserve for Steve Kerr and the Dubs during a crucial portion of the year, as his minutes plummeted when the franchise made their late-season playoff push, suffering a lower body setback and being forced to compete with 6-time All-Star Jimmy Butler for playing time didn't help. Kuminga did come alive against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the second round of the playoffs, notching 20.8 points per contest in 5 contests with the Stephen Curry-less Warriors. He endured a grade 1 calf strain to begin the series. Still, it appears that there's a serious chance that Monk, an explosive 6'3" score-first wing, could replace Kuminga in the Bay this summer. Warriors predicted to sign five-time All-Star, NBA champion center within next few days. The Golden State Warriors may finally be making some off-season moves. While Warriors rumors have been all over the place, there has been one consistent player mentioned at the top of the Warriors' top free agent targets list. Since the beginning of free agency, the Warriors have been attempting to sign Al Horford. Horford is set to leave the Boston Celtics after 4 successful seasons. While Horford's production has certainly dipped over the last few years, he is still one of the more efficient stretch fives in the NBA. According to the Stein line, all signs, for the record, continue to point to Al Horford landing with Golden State, eventually. Sunday will be the first day of the 2025-26 salary cap year that NBA teams can make most free agent signings and trades official. Horford has the potential to be the perfect fit in Golden State. He is the stretch five they've needed for a few years, and he brings championship pedigree and experience. Unfortunately, all that experience comes with a lot of miles. Horford is nearly 40 years old, and the Warriors would be assuming a big risk by signing him. If Horford has 1 or 2 more seasons of productive basketball left in him, this could be a home run signing. In Boston, he was able to play a complementary role for one of the deepest rosters in the league. In Golden State, he will be asked to do more. If Horford's body can hold up, he will be a nice piece for Golden State. However, if the 18 seasons start to really catch up to him, the Warriors will regret this signing.